Thank you, Professor. But please let me understand correctly. While we are most certainly willing to accommodate your particular medical condition by tailoring our sitting sessions in a way that causes you the least possible discomfort. But in a nutshell, it is not for you as witness to dictate the terms of your testimony, including the total time of your evidence. So I have to ask you again whether it is your intention that you are willing to testify only for 3 hours.
Your Honor, Judge Kwan, I came here and having consulted with my lawyer, I said that I would testify for as long as you consider that I need to testify.
Thank you very much, Professor. I'm very pleased to hear of this development, and I will inform my colleagues in the trial chamber accordingly. Please be seated. Well, in light of this development, I would like first to hear from the prosecution concerning the defense motion for withdrawal of the order in lieu of indictment. Yes, Mr. Gaynor.
Thank you, Your Honor. We do not oppose the withdrawal of the contempt proceedings at the conclusion of the testimony of Dr. Zečević. Now, I don't know if Mr. Zečević's counsel is going to make any submissions concerning provisional release, but that's our principal position.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Metro.
Well, Your Honor, we will make submissions on provisional release once this matter has been dealt with by the chamber. We're having difficulties, as indicated to the Office of the Prosecutor, obtaining the necessary visas that would permit Mr. Zečević, Dr. Zečević, to stay on Dutch territory. We understand from the registry's indications that a change of status on the part of Mr. Zečević from an accused to a witness would greatly facilitate matters, and that they stand ready at this moment to contact the Dutch authority to facilitate his stay were he to be released from the UNDU today.
Thank you, Mr. Metro. I don't think your filing of the provisional release would be necessary. I have discussed this matter with my colleagues in the trial chamber already, and we consider it prudent to simply suspend the order in lieu of indictment, as well as the order for detention on remand, until Professor Zečević's testimony in the Karadzic case is completed. We will issue a written decision to this effect after this hearing as soon as practicable.
Very grateful to Your Honor.
Then, on a practical matter, I take it that Mr. Tigo or Gaynor, we can hear the testimony of Professor Dr. Zečević when the Karadzic proceedings resume on Tuesday next week?
Yes, Mr. President, we can start with Dr. Zečević, or we can continue with the witness who's currently in the middle of his evidence. We're prepared to go as Your Honour's wish.
Let me consult the legal officer of the chamber. considering the circumstances, it is better to hear Mr. Zečević as soon as possible, but the question is whether the witness we are currently hearing can be released until that time.
Yes, he can be released. I think he's currently in The Hague now. He has elderly relatives who he cares for. So we would be keen for him to return home as soon as possible. If I can say this, there are 2 hours of cross-examination ordered for him. The examination in chief is almost complete. So if we were to deal with him first thing on Tuesday, perhaps we could send him home on Tuesday morning and then start with Dr. Zečević. That might be a better option, possibly.
Do you have any observations on this, Mr. Metro?
Your Honor, simply to indicate that the representatives of Dr. Karadzic have informed us that they would be willing and ready to start with Dr. Zečević on Tuesday. They had to make certain arrangements for the expert to come here. This is the only additional information we have.
Just make it simple. Why don't we start with Mr. Zečević, Mr. Gaynor, on Tuesday?
That's very well, Mr. President.
Thank you. And Mr. Metro, we have also received your request to be present in the courtroom during Dr. Zečević's testimony. And I understand that neither the prosecution nor Mr. Karadzic's team opposes that request. I'm not in a position right now to give our decision on that motion, but you will have it on Monday.
Very well, thank you.
Are there any matters to raise?
Not from this side.
Nothing from us either. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. The hearing is now adjourned.
All rise, we will